Good. Good. Alright. Hello everyone and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Joe, True in Love. So, gonna be doing things a little different today. Usually for when I'm talking about pro wrestling, it's usually a short or a review. This is a little in between, as in not so much a review, but just talking about events that happened over the weekend as far as SmackDown and Collision, which, quite frankly, Collision had its best showing that it had in a while, certainly. Feels like since the Continental Classic concluded, Collision, we know, has been on a downward slope. But now with Ospreay, now with Okada being in, PAC being back, we saw Mercedes, more than likely, it seems, will be appearing on Dynamite on Wednesday. Big business. So, much to talk about. But hey, here for it. Thank you again. If you guys are new, no drill. Or if you guys have seen videos on the channel before and have not subscribed yet, then please do so. Hit the subscription box there in the corner. Helps out the video, helps out the channel, helps out me. But yeah. So, first off, for SmackDown, I didn't see too much SmackDown, unfortunately, due to school stuff, but nonetheless, for SmackDown, the big thing going into it was The Rock, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Cody Rhodes all in the same building, in which The Rock and Roman Reigns issued out a challenge for Wrestlemania Night 1, being a tag team match involving The Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth, in which if The Rock and Roman win, then the Bloodline, or I should say, if Cody and Seth win, all members of the Bloodline are banned from ringside. So, it's just Cody and Roman one-on-one. But Rock said the other night on SmackDown that if Rock and Roman win, then it'll be Bloodline rules and anything goes on night 2 between Cody and Roman. Now, obviously, Nick Battle, obviously we know his story ever since Punk got injured. The whole feel about WrestleMania, Seth being hurt, obviously has changed the dynamic of WrestleMania. But it was a unique segment. More so entrances and dialogue between the four. But alas, it was fun. was eventful. Rock in his heel work certainly has added to the realm of WrestleMania. Being a quote-unquote part of the Bloodline, you know, it is interesting, certainly. And yeah, we'll see. But the big thing is Cody slapped Rock, getting his comeuppance from slapping Cody at the press conference. So, there you go. There you go. But no-brainer, Cody and Seth responded. They accepted the challenge, and it will go forth night 1, WrestleMania, which, the way it seems, probably may main events now night 1. At first, it seemed like it may be Bayley versus Io or Rhea versus Becky, but totally possible now. This is the main event of night 1. Now, curious thing about night 2. So, I'm guessing that night 2 we get Drew versus Seth. For night 2, Drew goes over McIntyre being, and then main event night 2 is Roman versus Cody. Cody completes the story. I mean, a unique way how they're going about it, but yeah. So then on Collision, shifting to Collision. Excuse me, very eventful. So, first off, so we saw after Bryan Danielson beat Shane Taylor in his match, we saw Will Ospreay try out there as likewise Bryan Danielson did after Will Ospreay and his counterpart Kyle Fletcher were having some words after their great match on Wednesday's Dynamite. Will Ospreay made his AEW Collision debut as he was out there in retrospect to not only praise Bryan Danielson, but also get to the bottom of words, because he had a feeling that Bryan Danielson had something that he wanted to ask. So he gave the floor to Bryan. Bryan obliged, saying that he not only had something to ask him, but had something to say to him. Because he saw Ospreay's match versus Takeshita on Revolution Sunday night. And he praised it as being one of the best wrestling matches he'd ever seen. But he also watched his media scrum, in which Ospreay for years chanted towards the camera backstage in Japan, saying he was the best wrestler in the world. So Bryan thought of the opportunity to give, or said he's here to give Ospreay a chance to prove it. So he then challenged Ospreay, make it official. Bryan versus Ospreay at Dynasty for April 21st. And Ospreay in the cleanest way said, yes, bruv. So, a dream match 1 month away for AEW Dynasty. Not much words, just great to see. So, yeah. So, the dream match out of the gates, again, we don't know how. It's been said Bryan and Ospreay are both going to be at Wembley at All In. But we're getting this match out of the gates. So, certainly interesting to see how much longer Bryan has in his full-time run. Needless to say, it's great to see we're getting this match. The graphic was so clean for AEW Dynasty. It's gonna be fun. Can't wait. Okada and PAC. So, we had the Young Bucks, or the debut of the new Elite, in being Okada and the Bucks. They were out there against 3 jobbers or enhancement talent. I didn't really get their names, but nonetheless, it was basically a handicap match. 3-on-1 versus Okada, and Okada just looked refreshed. He looked in the zone. Not a real match, but it certainly was unique for him to have his debut match on Collision. But anyway, so Okada went with a Rainmaker, and after Kingston got involved, wanted to get some payback for Wednesday. Penta chimed in, and then we saw the video package on Revolution, which I didn't mention, but PAC, the bastard PAC, he returned, took out the Bucks, and got into a nice, very good exchange with Okada, face to face, and Nigel McGuinness said best, that take my money, and the match, another big match has been made for big business, in which we're going to get Okada and the Young Bucks versus Kingston, Penta, and PAC. So, I mean, just a little taste because talking about challenges for Okada in AEW, PAC, A. Kingston, Penta. We're going to see a little bits of that come Wednesday, and should be interesting to say the least. Kevin Kelly. Another thing that was roaming around the last few days. Kevin Kelly, very good commentator. He obviously spent time in WWE, and for the most part, the last decade, he's been a part of New Japan. When Collision started, he was certainly the voice of Collision. But, there were times where he would not be present, and Riccaboni took over. And then, over the last month or so, Tony Schiavone has become the voice now of the AEW Collision. So, first off, Kevin Kelly, when he and Nigel McGuinness started, that was a unique group, unique pairing. And it's certainly one of the few reasons why, besides the look, the aesthetic, and the roster at the time, why AEW Collision felt different. And that's what I like to see. You don't want Collision to be a extension of Dynamite. You want it to be its different thing of sorts, but still be very good. And that's how it was when it started. Now, Kevin Kelly, he has not had... He's had good, but not great performances at times with his commentary, but he's still good. But pairing with, Nigel McGuinness, we can tell kind of who's the leader of that pairing, particularly as it wore on. So then, Riccaboni, Ian Riccaboni, he's also been so anyway, last week, Kevin Kelly posted some tweets, in part blaming Ian Riccaboni for downing and ruining his commentary deal with AEW. Now, it's a weird look because no one has been outright fired, really, it feels like, from AEW. At least not for a while. It's like, if you want to go, then they'll just let you be released. Or same, they'll carry out your contract, but not outright fire you. So, for Kevin Kelly to just be fired, it's strange because, again, he was one of those changes amongst Collision when it started. And helping the voice of Collision. Now, Rick Abani, it's weird because Ian Riccaboni, I do think, has been a better commentator as of late. Now, again, I don't know what happened behind the scenes or what has made Kevin Kelly feel this way, but it's certainly a weird perspective. But now, Tony Schiavone, not Joe McGinnis, Tony Schiavone is so good, but being the voice of Collision, it kind of in a way still sounds like Dynamite, and in a way, so I mean, I don't know, it's a weird change. Certainly, I think we can agree. Another match was announced for AEW Big Business this Wednesday. Will Nightingale versus Rio. Interesting because Rio beat Chris Statlander on Wednesday in a fun but weird match, because we know Willow is big friends with Chris Statlander, and we know this whole intertwining of affiliation with Stokely Hathaway, the way this pairing has been as of late. Now, Stokely Hathaway has tried to get Chris Statlander to cheat to win the last couple weeks, and Chris has denied the cheap tactics and has lost the last couple weeks. Now, Rio, like I mentioned, beat Sat. Now Willow tried to do what Chris could not, as she is eyeing for the TBS Championship. And we know she was not happy with Stokely's actions on Wednesday. So, very curious to see what goes down on Wednesday as it pertains to Stokely, as it pertains to Chris Statlander. We'll see. We'll see. It's certainly going to be a unique match. And another was also announced last night, which I think needed to be an add to the show, but it's add to the show. So, Chris Jericho fought Titan from CMLL on Collision, and after, so Jericho saved Hook after his match with Brian Cage on Wednesday, and Gates of Agony attacked Hook, which prompted a save by Chris Jericho. So Hook returned the favor on Collision when Gates of Agony were attacking Jericho. Hook came in with a candlestick and out for the save, and we got a tag team match on Wednesday. Hook and Jericho teaming against Gates of Agony. Again, I think we can agree we're not too fond of the pairing, but we'll see. We'll see. And what was a unique encounter certainly was House of Black versus Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Mark Briscoe in a last street fight, in which Mark Briscoe was put through a semi-flaming table. I'm not sure what went up with Julia Hart or whatever, but it didn't look like a real flaming table. It looked like parts messed up with the flames. I don't know, but it was weird. And then House Black reigned victorious, which they should have, and bless me. Karen Jarrett and Sean J. Dutt got involved as well. I don't know what is this lean to. If it can lead to Jay Lethal being on his own, we get to see more Jay Lethal because we know how good he is. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, those were my thoughts and happenings on both SmackDown and Collision. A little bit of a recap, I'd say, video, instead of like a trying to fix things into a short or a review. But in any event, hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys did, click that like, leave a thumbs up on the video, as well as, again, subscription box down in the corner. Feel free to click. For veterans of the channel who have not subscribed, or new people. So thank you guys. See you guys next time. Peace.